Hello guys, with the start of a new act, right, I decided to make a video to, I guess, it's more like a wake-up call for a lot of people who want to get good at this game, or they claim they want to get good at this game, right? They want to improve, but it's like, if staying the same is what they mean by improve, then yeah, I guess they're improving all the time. Like, if you really want to get better, it's like you have to do so much more than just saying, oh yeah, I want to get better. Like, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you need to do a lot of things, and what you're gonna start with is stop playing so many fucking games. That's the first, right? Like, these same people that express like interest, like they really want to get good, but yet you see them playing Rainbow Six Siege, and then they hop onto Apex, and then after Apex you see them playing League, and then when it's finally time to play Valorant, you know what they do? They hop onto their silver account to smurf for like 2 hours, and then they call it a day. And it's like, oh no, dude, why am I not improving? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Of course you're not gonna get better if that's what you're doing. And then they have the fucking audacity to say they want to get better. But like, how are you gonna get better like that? You can't, right? Another thing, it's like, these same players will say, oh yeah, the reason I'm stuck in plat is because my teammates. It's like, no, that's not why you're stuck in plat. It is not. You're not putting in the necessary work, right? So for example, are you actually practicing? You have to refine your aim, right? Refine your aim, refine your movement, your game mechanic. Spend time in the range, right? Like, do you get 30 out of 30 on hard? No? Then there's something you can work on. It's not perfect, right? If, let's say, you're not the range type of guy, go deathmatch. Spend an hour or two, right? You need to do these things. You can't just not do it and then it's like, oh, I'm not improving. Yeah, it takes time. Another thing is, too many people are scared to lose, right? So this causes them to not even play their main account in the first place, and then they resort to smurfing and then playing with their friends, and that just plateaus their progress. That's the end of their progress. And here's how it goes. One, you're grinding, right? You're learning, you're improving, and then one day you hit this rank you once thought was like, oh my god, I am now plat. I used to be silver. I'm so good now, right? And then that fear of losing, you're like, oh my god, I wouldn't want to lose plat. And that fear is what's holding you back. Like, if you are as good as you think you are, you will always get the rank you should be in the end, right? Let's say you hit an unlucky streak, you derank, whatever. If you're as good as you think you are, you will always get back there. That's not an issue. But people start to put so much importance on it. They start playing smurf. They're putting more and more importance on their main account that they barely touch. Right? They're smurfing. You don't learn dick from smurfing. Like, here's my rule to keep myself in check so that I never smurf too much. If you catch yourself playing smurf more than you do your main, that's a no, right? That's my rule. If I'm smurfing more than I'm playing my main account, that is a big no. Now, of course, you know, if you're Diamond 3 and above, you can only play with one other guy, and chances are some of your friends you know in person might not be as high ranked, so you can't just play with them. So fair enough, right? But you should always be playing your main account more. Don't care about losing. Doesn't fucking matter, okay? Who gives a shit if you're plat 1 or if you're plat 3? You're plat, right? If you're gold, doesn't mean dick if you're diamond. It's about improving. You're playing to improve, right? It's being a better player. Another thing that will definitely help you be better is to be your own worst critic, right? A lot of players don't believe they can do anything wrong. They're convinced like it is never their fault. It is never. And that's players like that are just fucking dog shit. Right? Anything that goes wrong, it cannot be their fault. You have to actually analyze why you died. I know it sucks. It's fucking horrible. I don't like to do it. Whenever I'm rewatching my own games to see like what happened or how I died and why I lost that round, it sucks. I don't even want to look at it, but I do. Because I need to learn from what I did wrong so that I can improve, right? So if you analyze it, sometimes you might come to the conclusion, okay, yeah, that was not my fault. That genuinely was my teammate's fault. There's nothing I can do about that. Great, you move on. But more often than not, there is in fact something you could have done better. If you have done this, you would have helped out your teammate, which in turn would have helped you out, and you wouldn't be in that crappy spot, right? For example, you need to be critical of yourself. Another thing, I would actually recommend people do this. It's not smurfing, okay? Create an account, ranked. This is not for unrated, ranked. The rank doesn't matter that much. Try to get it as high as you can, but the rank is irrelevant. You use that account to experiment and to learn even faster. So this is what I did, and some of my immortal friends did the same thing, and we all agree that it helped us improve really fast back in CS. With that account, right, you're not using it to smurf to feel good about yourself. That's not the point of it. You are doing things you would never do on your main account. Okay, you're doing things you would never do on your main account just to find out what happens. Because so often, players are confined to what they know. They don't dare to take certain risks because they're like, oh no, if I die here, we might like lose the round. And then like the loss gets to their head, right? Fair enough. With that account, experiment doing things you would never do. In this specific timing, walk through the smoke. And you will learn more from doing that than if you just stay behind like you always do in your main games. It could be stupid. You might learn from it. Your main account is unaffected. You are learning. Use an account to do things you would never do. Learn. One of the biggest factors to players getting better, right, improving, is consistency. It's like you can do everything I just said, but if you don't do it consistently, it doesn't mean dick. It's like, yeah, great, you're doing that for 2 days, and then you're off to Minecraft for 1 day. The next day you're playing Apex, and then the next day you're back to Valorant for like 2 hours. No, the shit doesn't work. Don't do that shit. It's not going to help you improve. Now, the last thing I would like to talk about that I can think of off of the top of my head is learning how to shut the fuck up. Okay, that is the biggest problem I see in this game right now, because I have played those retarded silver games, gold, the plat games, the diamond games, and immortal games, right? Now, it does get gradually better as you go up the ranks, but it doesn't mean like even in immortal radiant this shit still happens, but very rarely, right? Where people don't know how to shut the fuck up. A lot of these great players that you see, not once do they, how do I put this, you don't backseat game, okay? Dead people don't talk. When you fucking die, you give the information, right? And you shut the fuck up and you let the guy play. What he could be doing could seem so retarded, right? You might even think, oh my god, what the fuck is he doing? But you do not use your mic and say, dude, no, don't do that. Like, shut up, okay? Just fucking shut up. No one wants to hear your shit. Another thing, blaming. That's like people's, it's their superpower, right? It's like after they lose a round, they're like, oh no, we lost a round. Let me see who I can look at to blame so I don't feel so bad about the fact that we lost that round. And when I say that, It's fine if you just say, oh, damn, like this guy really did fuck that up, right? But as long as you don't use your mic to fucking say it, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can say, oh, this guy sucks, this guy should have done this, dude, oh no, why is he doing that? Just don't use your goddamn mic. Let the man play. You only stand for 20% of your team. Remember that. You only stand for 20% of your team. What are you gonna do? Make him better? Because 10 times out of 10, you saying anything would most likely make it worse. Because it's not encouraging. It's not nice try. It's not, oh, that was unlucky. Or a suggestion like, oh, maybe you could try to do this instead. You're just straight up giving shit to the guy, like, oh dude, why you push, man? Why you push? Don't push. And then these same motherfuckers, right? If you push and you got like 3 kills on the flank, they would say, nice one. It's like, are you really gonna just don't be that guy? And if that guy's ever on your team, just mute the fuck out of him. Don't get tilted by it. Understand that he's not mad at you. He's just mad at the fact that he's losing and he needs someone to blame. Fucking common. Let's see, what else? I think I've covered most of it. Yeah, that should be it. I think if you keep this guide in mind from start to finish, okay? Let me just go over this real quick to summarize everything. First, stop playing so many fucking games. You can have one game to unwind to, right? But if you really want to get good at one game, which is Valorant, I assume, put your hours into the game. You can't be all over the place. Number 2, stop playing so little, right? You can't just hop onto Valorant for 2 hours playing your Smurf account and then just not improve, right? Like, of course you're not gonna fucking improve. You're smurfing for 2 hours a day. What do you think is gonna happen? Another thing, stop fucking blaming your teammates. It feels good, right? You're like, oh dude, that was his fault, it was not my fault, that's why we're okay, that's great. It may even be true, but what are you gonna do about it? Control him? You ain't gonna do that. And one more thing, remember, don't be afraid to lose games. You will lose games. Everyone loses games. The best players lose games, right? The regional rankings, right? You can go to like number 1 to 10. Everyone loses games. You have to lose games to get better. But when you lose, be critical of why you lost. Actually analyze it. Rewatch it. Think. Ask yourself, why did I lose? What did I do wrong? What can I have done here? And don't fucking lie to yourself. It's not helping. Create a new account and experiment with things you would never try on your main account. It could be a new agent. It could be a new playstyle. It could be being slightly more aggressive at certain positions. It could be trying, like, let's say if you're not very comfortable with the op, you can do it there, right? Your goal there is not to smurf, it's to learn and be consistent. Okay, be consistent. One of the biggest traits that all of these like top tier players have is everything I just said. They just keep playing their main account. They're not scared to lose, right? Like, they don't give 2 fucks. It doesn't affect them much. They just play and play and play. They get better. You will even hear them say, oh, that was my bad, I shouldn't have. Insert mistake they did. They're consistent. You see them on every fucking day. And they don't blame people. It could be your fault. You know it's your fault. They know it's your fault. Everyone that watched it knows it's your fault. They don't blame you. And neither should you blame anyone. There is no fucking blaming. Shit happens. It happens to you. Don't backseat game. No one wants to hear your shit. Dead people don't talk. Alright? I think with that, you should be pretty set to get a higher tier. If you just stick with everything I just told you, you're good. And all the best to you this act. Ciao.